Hello and welcome to Alchemist Swim. I'm Alchemist Jen. Thanks for joining me. Hope it's an alright day. Maybe even super. Maybe fabulous. Maybe just okay. I'm glad you're here with me and I appreciate that. I thank you for this time together. I think it's going to be fabulous. Today's whim of the day is to talk about things I'm going to sew and print tomorrow. So I was able to cut a bunch of fabric, and my plans for these are to take these sections of fabric, fold them over, stitch them up, boink boink. Anyway, you get the general idea. And then I'm going to use my signature zigzag stitch on the outside of them and then do prints. And maybe I'll even print both sides. That might be kind of fun. A reversible fabric print. These can be used for anything. They can just be art. They can be coasters. They could be fancy, bigger bookmarks. They could be anything you want them to be. I just want to have a little bit of fun. They could even be stitched onto clothing or something and made into a patch. I just want it to be fun. I want it to be accessible fabric art. That's where I'm going for with this. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on tomorrow. I got this step done, which I've been talking about for a while, so for that satisfaction of getting to this point is just, at least one step closer. And then what I'll do is kind of fold the edges over and clip everything down and then have a nice edge on each side. So I will use this part where it's folded over will have a stitch, but I enjoy that flow of the fabric, so you can see that whole piece. It's how I do my blankets when I do the flannel and I fold them over. So I just really enjoyed that concept, so I figured it would really work well for these too. I could potentially print down that and have it flow over the side, but because I'm going to stitch it to have that continuity of the stitch line, I think it'll make more sense to just have that be the border of these prints. So, and then I will take blocks that I already have, and then if I find that, oh my gosh, this other shape or creature would work out great, then I will probably make some blocks too. But I'll see what I've got several, so I'm gonna try to use things that I already have, so they see a different format and a different light. So that's my thought there. So I've got a whole bunch of fabric, so I can make a whole bunch of these, which is really cool. I could potentially even draw on them like I did the wrist cuffs and shawl cuffs as well. So, but I'm really intrigued by doing them as prints. And then I'll set them up so they can dry on. I have a shoe rack actually that's got, it's just poles on a U-shaped frame, and then those kind of poles that go on both sides of the U-shaped frame, and then they're stacked. So it's like several kind of places that I could hang these from. So I'll show you a picture of the finished thing, and I've shared it before on my Instagram. Just a nice little picture of what that hanging thing looks like. So just like I would my paper prints, I think I'm just gonna hang them like that with little clips, and it works out pretty great. And then I'll do a slightly larger versions of them too, just because it's fun to do a larger version of it too. I think it's more fun than going much smaller than that and then doing, I think that's almost too small, especially with the stitching. So I just used pieces, like I had two larger pieces of fabric based off of a very large piece, and then after I'd taken out other pieces to make other things, this is what is left. So I'm utilizing the whole section of fabric, which is very kind of intriguing to me, just being able to have minimal waste in my art practice with fibers and threads and pieces of fabric. So I save everything. I'll use it either as stuffing or I'll use it as a design element later. A lot of my stuff is very colorful, so being able to use it as a design element is intriguing. I just kind of save it for now until I come up with oh my gosh, that would be perfect for this moment. So I have a big bag. No doubt I'll add another big bag soon and just kind of keep going with it. So I'm excited to do some printing, especially since I've been wanting to do it for a while, so it's nice to be able to get to that point right now. So that's intriguing. Let's see, what else am I working on this week? I need to get yarn. I need to dye that up pretty quickly, realizing that I only have a little bit of fingering weight, sock weight yarn going into 2 large events. Thought I have like less than 10 skeins. That's not enough of that. I have different weights, but that stuff is what people like. So I need to order some today, and then I'm also looking at other projects that I want to do with yarn. Being able to find the right cotton yarn, I think, for crocheting amigurumi, knitting amigurumi, being able to offer kits and small sets and things for that. I've got requests for it, but also I really want to do that. So being able to start that process of researching and figuring out what I want out of it is really exciting. So I'm working on that this week, and I think I'll dye that a little bit later when I have time to really just kind of delve into it. And then continuing to work on my resin creatures and marbles and things like that too. So those are things that are kind of pausing a little bit, I think, while I'm trying to finish up things for the shows that are coming up. I want to get some more fiber to dye as well. I think I have probably 5 or 6 sections of fiber, and for a fiber event I definitely want to have more, so probably get a pound or 2 of fiber for that as well. I've got enough drop spindles, which is really cool. Random things that I'm just talking about as I'm going through my inventory. I definitely need more yarn, because people love yarn. They like to make things with it, and sometimes they just like to have yarn, and that's totally fine too. I tend to collect other people's yarn and also spinning fiber braids, so that's, or just fiber, so totally a thing, and I encourage it in others as well, because it's healthy to collect fiber things and art from other people. So that's my encouragement for the day. I also got a plant, because one needs more plant babies. So it's beautiful marble Q. What is this? Pothos. So it's really cute. Look how healthy and beautiful that is. Yay for plant. So right now I go through phases where I'm like, all right, I'm ready for another plant, and then I tend to either just go and get a bunch of little ones, but I'm just kind of working on making sure I can keep it alive. Sometimes something just goes wrong, and so I'm really just trying to focus on making it work. I have a big peace lily that is very happy, and I just want to keep it very happy and make sure I'm not cross-contaminating any critters or anything that way too. So this one looks really good though, so very good little shop locally that I got it from, so hoping to pick up one here and there, and then expand my collection, become the plant person I should be. I feel like I either neglect it too far and don't water enough, or water it too much and then I realize it too late. So I'm just gonna try to focus on doing the right things and paying more attention, I think. So I don't know, it's a weird thing. Everyone's got their own things, right? So I'm working on it, and I want to have lots of plants, so I'm working on that. I'm making some bread tonight, so that's really cool. I love making sourdough bread. So I've got that going in the first section of its time period, where it's in the bulk fermentation, doing the stretch and fold amazingness, if you know what that means. If not, I'm just saying words. Probably most of my videos, depending on if you make things or know anything about some of the things that I talk about, they might make sense to you, they might not, and I appreciate that you're here anyway. I really do. So yeah, so working on some fiber things, working on some fabric things, printmaking. I'm excited to print. I haven't printed anything in a while, so very excited, hoping that kind of triggers some more interest, I guess, desire to keep working on some things. I've got some requested blocks to make, and so basically I'm like looking at getting through the next couple weeks where I'm working a lot, and then also prepping for shows and making sure I have those things set up. Trying to rest here and there. Allergy season's rough on me, so just like there's a lot of like little things going on that I need to be mindful of. So then I'm looking at that time frame going, okay, so when the shows are done and the other part slows down, I want to be ready with things that I want to focus on and do, so and have the things that I need to go forward with them, so I don't run into my own mental walls with things. So those are my current plans, and then I plan to at some point take some time off from the other job, and trying to figure out what I want to do with that time. I think I kind of want to do some organization of my studio space. You know, it's also in my apartment, so having a little bit more maybe homes for things so I can tidy up a little bit differently. I end up with creative piles, which is fine. It's not, I mean, it's not really that bad. I just find that it gets to me. I don't think it would look that messy to another person with the way I keep things, but I just want to have, I guess, more separation between my chill space and my workspace, and I'm working on that in general. I think especially after I work through show prep, I can refocus and then focus on my space that way. And then I want to write, so I might work on maybe writing a little novella, or start working on a kids book series on an independent reader level, middle grade fiction type thing. So just something nerdy and funny and insightful. I don't know, illustrations, not heavily illustrated, but some illustrations, because I can and I do. So those are things that I'm working on. Those are things that I want to do and have plans to do, and I just keep working on things. And I also am going to do the shop update with all the clothing that I'm buying too. So it's, you know, it's moving forward. There's more things that are happening. So I've got growth, I've got progress, and these are good things. So that's what's going on. That's the whim of the day. I hope you're having a good one. It will continue to, or that it gets better for you. Hope that it's all right. We'll see what the whim of the day is tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Bye.